Okay, Christmas Day, 25th of December. Ooh. 25th of December? What is it again? Monday, 25th. 2023. So, really, the question is, what is the meaning of Christmas? What is the meaning of it? And has the meaning been lost? Well, don't know. Because, let's face it, the religious origin of Christmas is the birth of Jesus, but no one really cares or talks about Jesus anymore. Now, why is that? Any reason. We can speculate all day. So, in one way, you could say, Christmas by that angle has no meaning because no one cares about the birth of Jesus. Interesting concept, all right? But then, is it about the material good? Is it about the presents, the gifts? Yes, no, maybe. You could say so. You could say that. Very materialistic, very, very hollow, very shallow. Okay. Then, has it got to do then with being with family and being around loved ones? Yeah, nothing wrong with that, by all means. But then it begs the question, why not do that any time of the year? Why wait for an arbitrary date in December, 25th of December to be exact, to be with family, to have good faith and goodwill with people, to be charitable, to be kind? Why not be like that all the time? Why not have that all the time? Isn't it more meaningful when you have a spontaneous get-together in July or June? Yes, no, maybe. Isn't it more meaningful to give gifts when not socially obliged on a specific day of the year, for example? I don't know. Yes, no, maybe. Isn't it more impactful when you share goodwill and good faith with people any time of the year? Why not 25th of January, 25th of June? Yes, no, maybe. Any reason? Interesting. So it's like, isn't it a bit hollow? Isn't it a bit empty? Because all these things could be done any time of the year. Like the gifts, the goodwill, all this kind of stuff. And then there's no real emphasis on Jesus anymore. Now, I'm not particularly religious in that sense, but if people aren't paying attention to the original purpose of Christmas, then it takes on a meaning of its own, doesn't it? It takes on a secular, it gets adopted, secularly speaking, and it has its own social evolution as, the commercial secular side of Christmas today. Fair enough, nothing wrong with that. But it's very arbitrary. Why can't we do these things throughout the year? Why not any time? Why not any time of the year? Why wait for a certain time? Just like when you think about it, when you're reductionist enough, same with New Year's. Why New Year's on the 31st of December? It's arbitrary. Any day could be the New Year. In theory, the 1st of June could be the New Year. So it's a bit, you could argue, you could question, it's a bit empty, a bit hollow. It's just consumerism these days. Nothing wrong with that. Material goods. It's nice to have a comfortable life because you got material goods and you got more clothes, more equipment, more tools, more everything. Nothing wrong with that inherently. But to what extreme do you take it? Too much, too little? You decide. We're all adults here. But it's just interesting. The original meaning of Christmas is forgotten about, Jesus, and it just takes on a secular, arbitrary meaning, goodwill and gifts, which really that can be done any time of the year. And isn't it more meaningful when you give gifts spontaneously and randomly, as opposed to when obliged? I guess so. Makes sense. Yeah. I don't know. You tell me. We're all adults here. Come to your own conclusion. I'm not asking questions. I'm just curious about things. So that was an interesting observation. Yeah. I mean, we could do these things any time of the year. It doesn't have to be on Christmas. Isn't it more meaningful? Don't know. Yes? No? Maybe? Yeah. Now, I do see the value in it of at least one day of the year coming together and sharing gifts. That's nice, pleasant, good experience. Yeah, socially enforced as well. It's a bit more the social expectations. The culture says, right, on this day, this time of the year, it's for family. Fair enough. Okay? Fair enough. Nice. Nothing wrong with that. So then it's a question of, to what extent do you want to bow down to social expectations? How much of an individual are you? Well, and it's arbitrary. Not to mention, there's also evidence, and this is interesting, that there's evidence that Jesus was born in October, but that's another conversation completely altogether. Never mind that. So it's extremely arbitrary. even by religious standards. When is Jesus' birthday? Okay, fair enough. That's another conversation. But it's nice. It's nice, but isn't it a bit contrived? Isn't it a bit forced? On this day, we'll come together. Well, why not have your own day? Or why not celebrate every quarter? Twice a year even, every 6 months? Oh, you tell me, any reason. So it was just an interesting idea, an interesting thought. Why this day? Isn't it a bit pushed? Isn't it a bit contrived? Don't know. We're all adults here. We can all come to our own conclusions, but it's just something I had. Maybe the meaning of Christmas is a bit empty, and it's just consumerism in modern version of it we have today. Maybe 200-300 years ago, it would have been different. Like I know, for example, that when the Puritans were first settling in what's now the USA, they didn't allow Christmas for religious reasons. And then 100 years ago, Santa Claus, that whole concept comes around, and things happen there. Cultural expectations change, and cultural consumerism starts to emerge. Okay, fine. Whatever happens, happens. So it's depends on the culture at the time. So, is it nice what we have? Yeah, get together. It's more festive. People care more, and generally it's darker and colder outside. Yeah, it's cozy and warm. Nostalgia, nothing wrong with that. But is it meaningless? It's definitely arbitrary. It's definitely arbitrary. This whole everything could be done on 24th, not 25th. So even New Year's, it could be on the 30th or 29th. But it's just a different way of looking at the same thing. Is it meaningless? No one cares about Jesus anymore, so in that way it is a bit meaningless, because the whole thing is named after him. Christ's Mass of Christ, Christmas. So, arbitrary, meaningless. Don't know, you tell me. But otherwise, you'll see me tomorrow. Vamos.